The clock is ticking. Sequence 51. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. It was almost 4 p.m. and Blessing had gone to pick Trini up from school. The final bell letting the children out of school had not rung yet. She was 10 minutes early and most of the parents were waiting as well. She waited by the entrance while playing a game on her phone. The school bell finally rang at exactly 4 p.m. and the kids flooded out of their classrooms, causing great uproar as they ran towards the entrance. All the parents rushed towards the gate so they could collect their children. Blessing was at the back of the crowd. When everyone finally picked their children and spread out, she looked around for Trinity but could not see her anywhere. She decided to walk inside and ask the teacher. Perhaps Trini was sleeping in class. When Blessing arrived at Trini's classroom, she found a woman who appeared to be in her mid-20s packing books in a drawer. "Hey, I am here to pick Trinity up," she said as her eyes scoured the classroom. "And you are?" the lady asked Blessing. "I am her nanny, and who are you?" "Where is Trinity's teacher?" "I am her new teacher actually," she smiled. "Mrs. Sampa is on maternity leave." "Okay, where is Trini?" "Her father picked her up about 30 minutes ago," she responded smilingly. "What do you mean her father picked her up?" Blessing asked in an increasingly panicked voice. "He came here about 30 minutes ago and picked her up. She was even sleeping at the time." Blessing shook her head. "Auntie Maddie has never mentioned anything about Trini's father," she said. The teacher shrugged. "Well, let me finish packing my books." Blessing stepped out of the classroom, then she took out her phone and dialed Maddie's number. Asterisk asterisk. Maddie was sitting at her desk finalizing some paperwork and doing some thinking when her phone started ringing. She answered without checking who was calling. "Hello, Auntie Maddie," the familiar voice spoke on the other end of the line. "Yes, Blessing." She sat up straighter in her chair as she responded. "Did you send anyone to pick Trinity from school?" She asked. "He thought I asked you to pick her from school because I have a shoot at about 16:30, said Maddie. "Well, I am at Trini's school and I have just been told that her father picked her up 30 minutes ago." Maddie gasped and jumped out of her seat as she shouted. "What the hell are you talking about? The new teacher just told me her father picked her up. That's absurd. Can you please give her the phone?" "Okay." Blessings walked back inside and handed the teacher the phone. "Hello, where is my child?" "Her father picked her up." "What father are you talking about?" "My daughter doesn't have a father." "You know what? Don't even bother responding. I am on my way and you better have some answers for me." She ended the call. She anxiously grabbed her keys and handbag, then she marched out of the office. "Are you leaving?" Gracie Askades. "I have to leave right away. Trini is missing." "What do you mean Trini is missing?" "I can't stay to talk right now. Call Beth and cancel my appointment with her." "Okay." She quickly walked to the parking garage and once she was inside her car, she started it and drove out of the garage to the school. "Lord, if anything happens to my child, I will die," she thought to herself as she drove at high speed. When she pulled up in front of the school parking lot about 45 minutes later, she got out of her car and walked towards the entrance of the school. "Where is my daughter?" she asked, her voice rising. When she got to the classroom, there were other teachers pacing back and forth. "Like I explained over the phone, a man claiming to be her father picked her up. How could you just hand over a child to a stranger? Why didn't you confirm with me?" "She is a new teacher and probably doesn't know most of the parents," another teacher interrupted. "That's no excuse to hand over a child to a stranger." The deputy head teacher walked into the classroom too. "I have just called the police and they will be here shortly. We will do everything we can to find Trinity." Maddie now had tears running down her eyes. Maybe someone was playing a prank on her. "I am really sorry that this happened, but just shut up and let me think," Maddie interrupted her. She removed her phone from her bag and dialed Vanessa's number. "Van, did you by any chance send someone to pick Trinity from school?" "Blessings has gone to pick her up," she responded. "I am at the school with Blessings and they are claiming her father picked her up." "Which father? Have you called Chard?" "Why would Chard pick my child from school without informing me?" "Just call him and find out." "Okay." Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Chard's phone rang while he was talking to his sister in his office. He looked at the caller. It was Maddie. He was surprised the two hadn't talked since their confrontation a few weeks ago. "Who's calling?" his sister asked Matty. "Answer her." "Hey," he said as he picked up the phone. "Hey, did you by any chance pick up Trini from school?" she asked. "No." "Oh no," her crying voice came through. "What's wrong?" Chard asked. By the sound of Matty's voice he knew that something was seriously wrong. "My baby is missing. We don't know who picked her up from school." "What? Where are you now?" "I am at her school," Matty answered, barely managing to keep her voice under control. "I will be right there," he said. "What happened?" Maya asked as soon as Chard ended the call. "Trini is missing." "How? Didn't you hire someone to watch over them?" "I hired someone to watch over Matty. I didn't think anything would happen to Trini while at school." He grabbed his car keys. "I am coming with you." Meanwhile at the school, the police had arrived and interviewed the teacher. They asked Matty a few questions and told them to wait while they investigated. Matty couldn't just sit still. She ran towards the street and asked people if they had seen Trini. All the answers were no. "Auntie, you are going to be sick. Let's go back in there and wait for the police to do some investigations." Matty laughed. "You seriously think the police will find my daughter? Those people are incompetent." When Chard arrived at the school, he threw his arms around Matty. He gave her a tight hug and kissed her forehead, knowing how worried she was. He would do anything to find Trini and make sure she was safe. "What the hell is wrong with all of you?" he asked, pointing at the teachers. "How could you allow a stranger to pick a child from school? Why didn't you verify with the mother? She put her trust in you to look after that child, and this is what happens." "I am sorry." That man sounded convincing. He came straight to this class and asked for Trinity Bawala. There was no way I could have guessed he wasn't her father. "We shall do everything possible to find her. You had better." "I am sorry, Matty," Maya began, "but it's going to be okay. We shall find Trini." "Thank you," she sniffed. "I have called everyone I know. I even called my mother in Kafui, but no one seems to know where my baby is and who took her. It's like she vanished into thin air."